Hello YouTube, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a DIY how-to video on how to change your oil on a 2020 plus Ford Explorer ST or Platinum Edition with the 3-liter twin-turbo V6. As you can see, you can do this in your own driveway on ramps with basic hand tools and equipment that everyone should have. It'll take about 30 minutes or so, and this is a step-by-step guide on how to do it yourself. Your first step is to get the car up on ramps. I like to do this the night before to make sure all the oil drains from the engine into the oil pan. You want to make sure that you put some sort of wheel chocks behind the rear wheels to keep the car from rolling backwards. These are all the tools you'll need to get the job done, as well as the oil and other supplies you'll need to get everything taken care of for this oil change. You'll need 6 quarts of 5W30 full synthetic oil. I'm using Castrol. You'll need an oil pan and a funnel. And these are all the tools you'll need to get this job done. I use these picks to remove the O-rings off the oil filter housing, the flathead screwdriver and OEM tool to remove plastic retaining clips, a 7mm socket to remove the screws on the bottom of the cover, and a 27mm socket to remove the oil filter housing. Your next step is to remove this fabric cover on the undercarriage that's hiding the oil pan. Remove it to gain access to the oil pan. You'll need to remove 5 7mm screws from the bottom of the cover, as well as 5 plastic retaining clips. Here's everything that you need to remove to gain access to that oil pan. And here's what it should look like with that cover gone. Go ahead and remove that oil drain plug. Make sure you have your oil pan underneath to catch the oil. Drain your oil. Make sure you have a big enough oil pan for 6 quarts of oil. Next, you're going to remove your oil filter housing, which is located behind the air intake box right here. You'll need a 1/2-inch drive socket wrench with a 27mm socket to remove that oil filter housing. I don't recommend trying this one-handed while recording with your phone in your other hand. The next step is the second worst step of the entire oil change process, and that's removing these O-rings off of the oil filter housing using these picks here. The big O-rings are pretty easy to remove. The little O-ring, however, is a real pain in the butt to remove, so good luck with that. Because I'm anal and like to create more work for myself, I'm going to clean out the remaining oil here in the oil filter housing. Now, would you look at that? All shiny and clean. Don't you just feel good about yourself, going that extra mile, doing extra work? Now give yourself a pat on the back, because nobody else will. Here's the new oil filter, Fram part number 11955. It comes with these 3 new O-rings, which it's recommended that you replace them each time. Here's the worst step of the entire oil change process. Getting the new O-rings on. The big guy is pretty easy to get on. The little O-ring is a real pain in the butt to get on. So pat yourself on the back if you don't rage quit or end up throwing something across the garage. Your next step is to thread the new oil filter back on. Do this by hand, thread it on as much as you can to avoid any cross-threading. Don't forget to rub some new oil on the new O-rings before you install the oil filter housing. And then you're going to torque down the oil filter housing between 18 and 24 foot-pounds with your socket wrench. Replace your drain plug. This is a twist snap lock design, so you don't have to torque it down. Side note, this is a aftermarket Dorman drain plug. It's not the OEM. I broke my OEM one due to the design. This one's nice because you can use the 3/8 extension to remove the drain plug when you're draining your oil. This is the OEM drain plug from Ford. It's kind of a plastic flimsy design. I broke the little tabs when I was removing it the first time, so that's why I have that orange Dorman drain plug that's aftermarket from O'Reilly's. Thankfully they had that. A lot of people switch to an aftermarket drain plug like this one from UPR. This is magnetic, it has a hose connection so you can drain your oil without making a mess, and it's made out of billet aluminum. It is kind of spendy, $60 or $70, so the Dorman one that I have from O'Reilly's was like $5-6, and I'm perfectly happy with it. And here's your oil fill location. And here's your oil dipstick. Place your funnel. I like to use a bigger funnel that I can jam in so I don't have to hold the funnel while I fill the oil. Next, go ahead and refill your oil. I'm using Castrol here, but you can use whatever brand you want. I'm just using Castrol because that's what they had at Walmart and it was a good deal. As long as it's 6 quarts and it's 5W30 and full synthetic. Replace your oil fill cap next. Pull your oil dipstick next, and then double check your oil level on the dipstick to make sure you have the right amount in there. Next step is to put this fabric cover back into place. And here's what the fabric cover looks like when you have it back into position. Remember, there are 5 7mm screws that you have to put back into place, as well as 5 plastic retaining clips. Next is a step-by-step guide on how to reset your oil life. First, you're going to hit the menu button. Your next step is to scroll all the way down to the settings menu. Oil life should pop up. Click the OK button. Press and hold the OK button until the service life resets completely. Oil life should be at 100% now. You can back out of all the sub-menus by hitting the back button. Your last step is to get your car off of ramps, and you're all done with your oil change. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. This is a new channel that I'm launching, and subscribers would really help me create more content and motivate me. I will have how-to videos just like this one, as well as project car videos of my Toyota MR2, and car review videos as well. So if you want to see more like that, please subscribe to the channel so you can follow and see more videos like this. Thank you.